Hello everyone, hello Willow class. I know you get really excited about my videos, so I definitely wanted to make one this week because the book we've been doing has been beautiful and I know you love it, but I've really enjoyed teaching it. And it's just reminded me of how much I love art. I always say I love books, don't I? And I do really love books, but actually I do love art in lots of different forms. So the book is, as you know, Luna Loves Art, and this is Luna, and it's written by a man called Joseph, and the pictures are by a lady called Fiona. And in it, Luna goes on a day out. We're going to the beach next week, aren't we? But Luna goes to the art gallery and she sees some beautiful pieces of art, lots of paintings that are enormous, but also some sculptures as well. And I'm hoping you remember that I told you that the works that she sees, the artwork that she sees, are real artworks. So we've been thinking about real art galleries and the real pictures and art in the book as well, which I will try to talk about. And just so I don't forget, I know you'll all be looking at the screen at my new earrings, which are like a work of art really. I wonder if I can hold them up closer. Because they're so dinky. I have got bear hunt earrings, which are just the most perfect thing ever. Because I know how much you all love bear hunt and I love Michael Rosen. So they were the perfect earrings. Oh, I can't get it back in. There we go. So they're here as well. Okay, get nice and cozy. Luna loves art. I definitely love art. And before the story starts, you might want to pause that page, or pause me, sorry, on the video to have a look at this page. These are some of the artworks that she sees. And in this book, it tells you the name of the artwork and the artist. So I'll just tell you about a few of them. So we've loved the spider, which is meant to be representing a mother figure. And it's by a lady called Louise Bourgeois. And she made lots of enormous spiders, as big as our houses, as big as the school that you can walk under. And I think I've seen one of these, maybe in Tate Modern in London. I think I did. And we've got Andy Warhol. He was incredibly famous and he lived in America. And he used to take photographs of famous people. But this is a really beautiful one. It's lots of colourful flowers. This is, we really like this one. This is a doggy balloon and it's called Balloon Dog. There we are, by Jeff Koons. But I don't think it's a real balloon. I think he makes it out of metal, but it looks like the balloon dogs that you get from clowns and at festivals. This one down here, this is another Andy Warhol, and we thought this was quite funny. It's just a tin of soup. But he was really fascinated with ordinary objects and things we see all the time and advertising. So he did lots and lots of pictures of cans. And then were there any more? Oh yeah, just behind the spider, lots of you loved the spot paintings, and they are by an artist called Damien Hirst as well. So let's get on with the story. Luna loves art. Look, I didn't say this actually when I read this in class, but I've just noticed in Luna's house, she's got lots of artwork on her walls. Okay. Luna loves art. Today she's going on a school trip. School trip backpack, check. School trip lunchbox, check. School trip instant camera, click. Dad drops Luna off at the school gates. Miss Rosa is waiting with the register and Luna's mum is a parent helper. But Finn is alone. So we noticed Finn and we thought that Finn's not looking very happy or settled. Everyone else has a partner and seems quite excited, but he really doesn't. Okay. Today the class is going to the art gallery. The whole class is excited. The gallery is the biggest building Luna has ever seen. Now, if you look at the size of the children and then the size of the artwork, you can see how enormous some of these pictures and paintings really are. Sometimes they fill the whole of the walls of the art gallery, especially the giant canvases. And we'll talk about the pumpkin at the end. But look, can you see Finn here? Finn doesn't care. Finn is looking down. So something's not okay with Finn. Something's not quite right today. They start off in a huge room full of amazing, massive things, full of colour, full of shapes. Look at all of the art, says Luna. Finn is looking up. Now I love this. The spider has created this incredible shadow on the floor, and Luna and Finn are stood right in the middle. And I think this is why this artwork is called Mother, or represents being a mom, because the spider is like looking after them all, keeping them all safe. Miss Rosa takes the class to the Impressionist and Post-Impressionist rooms. Vincent van Gogh's sunflowers has paint so thick that the flowers look alive. Finn goes to touch it. Imagine. Stop, says Luna. You're not allowed to touch the paintings. So I understand why Finn wants to touch the sunflowers painting. I have seen the sunflowers painting. It is in, well, Vincent van Gogh did lots of sunflower paintings, but this one is in the National Gallery in London, which I showed you the video of. And do you remember I said that Vincent van Gogh did something quite new when he was alive? He put lots of paint onto the canvas, so it kind of almost came off, and it was very thick and it looked like real petals. And that was a really incredible new thing to do with painting. Before that, it had been very smooth on the canvas. And do you remember as well that I said the sunflowers, he's got kind of one of every type of sunflower at different stages. So ones where they've just bloomed, and then ones where they're starting to wilt and die. But yeah, Finn, I think he's going to feel like he's in trouble now, because you do want to touch the artwork, but it's so expensive and valuable, you're not allowed. Miss Rosa hands out some clipboards, paper and pencils. Luna does a sketch, scribble, scribble. So we talked about a sketch being a very quick drawing, or a drawing that you do quite loosely with your eye, just getting your ideas down. This is the sad bit. Finn scrunches up Luna's picture. So look, I think he's feeling really cross. He's got some very big feelings. Hey, says Luna. Now Miss Rosa takes Finn aside. Why is he so mean, says Luna. Maybe he needs a friend, says Mum. So it would really upset my feet. If I was Luna and somebody did that, it would really upset me. But I think the grown-ups are right that Finn probably needs a friend to talk to and to play with. Miss Rosa takes the class to the abstract painting room. So abstract is when you kind of use shapes and lines to represent something. So we saw this one here, which I think is by Matisse. And it looks, doesn't it, just like rectangles and squares. But actually it's a snail. You can see the shell going all the way around. And Kazimir Malevich's black square is all edged black and cracked. A nighttime robbed of stars, a phone waiting to ring. Finn's mouth is open. Do you want to sketch with me, Finn? Asks Luna. Finn is silent. It's very kind, isn't it? Luna's really trying to be his friend. I've noticed, I see this a lot in art galleries, especially in London. People sit and draw and paint the paintings whilst they're there. I think that's a lovely thing to do. Miss Rosa asks the class, describe what is happening in Henry Rousseau's Surprised. There's a scaredy cat tiger in the jungle, laughs Luna. Finn roars at the painting. The wind is thrashing, the clouds are dark, the tiger is angry, but inside he's cold and wet. He wanders the jungle, staying in different places all the time. The tiger is scared and alone. He needs a home. So do you remember I said that I think, even though Finn is talking about the tiger painting, really we think that's how he feels. He feels scared and alone and needs a home. Very brave of him to use his voice, I think. Mom leads Finn to a quiet corner. Luna follows. Henry Moore's family group is big and bronze. Luna takes a photo. Click. Families don't look like that, says Finn. Mum says some families look like that, but some do not. Some families are related and some are not. Some families are together and some are apart. There are lots of different families, like all of this different art. And we've talked about this a lot. How we've talked all about our families and how some of them are the same and some are different. And that's okay. Now, I don't know if you can see, but there's some shiny silver on this page. Miss Rosa takes the class to a dark room full of lights and sounds. We can touch the art in this room, beams Luna. It's incredible, shouts Finn. Everyone looks different under the pulsing lights. One big colourful family. Luna takes a photo. Click. Miss Rosa takes the class to the art shop gallery. There are erasers, pencils, badges, Henry Moore keyrings, posters of sunflowers and black squares. There's postcards of tigers and toys that light up and flash. Look, it's such a beautiful gift shop. Luna gives Finn a photo and Finn gives Luna a drawing. Isn't that gorgeous? You can zoom in on that. So they haven't spent a lot of money there. Luna's giving him one of her photographs from the day and he's drawn her a picture. I think that's his way of saying sorry, isn't it? Okay. Luna and Finn laugh on the bus back to school. Look, he's bought a tiger and Luna bought the balloon doggy. And they take photos of all the sights that they see. They talk about the art that they remember. Luna and Finn love school trips and Luna and Finn love art. I think the art has really helped Finn especially think about his feelings. And art can do that. You can look at something, it can make you feel something or remind you of a certain time in your life. And then the story's over, but the end page is another section of the art gallery with some of the beautiful art that they saw. So I will just talk about, we know about the sunflowers, the Vincent van Gogh, but this was the snail. You can see it a bit clearer here. That's Henri Matisse. And the pumpkin is by Yayoi Kusama, and it's a pumpkin in yellow. And then one behind it is a pumpkin in red. Beautiful. We are making our clay animals next week, but maybe if we've got some spare clay, we could make some pumpkins. I think that would be perfect, wouldn't it? And look, this is a still life. We've not really talked about this. Lots of artists in the past and today love to draw bowls of fruit, and they call it a still life. And it's really good for practicing your shading, especially with pastels, merging and blending all of the colours. The end. What a beautiful book. Books always surprise me, and even when I think I know it's a good book, when I read it to you, Willow class, it makes the book come alive for me. So they are constantly gifts that keep giving me joy. So thank you for this book this week. I've really enjoyed teaching it to you, and I hope you've learnt lots about art. We've talked about Mona Lisa, and actually you made me realise that if you, let me get this the right way round, with Mona Lisa, I think when you look at her mouth, it looks like she's quite sad. But when you look at her eyes, it looks like she's happy. I think it was that way round that I noticed it. Now, I don't know if you know this about me. I don't think you do. I love fridge magnets. And I like to, when I go to art galleries, I like getting fridge magnets of the things that I've seen. So I'm going to show you two of them because they are of works of art. So the first one is this one. And I wonder if you can remember what I told you about this painting. So this is a painting by an artist called Renoir, and I think it's called Umbrellas. It's one of my favourite paintings in the world. And every now and then I go to London. Oh, it's called The Umbrellas. Every now and then I'll go to London to the National Gallery just to find this painting. And I like to stand in front of it. It's enormous. It's much taller than me. And I like to look at the little girl. Look, she's holding a hula hoop just like we have now. And I like to look at this lady as well. And I love the colours. You can see the colours are really, they're blue, aren't they? And greys. They are really beautiful in person. So if you ever go to London to that gallery, please find The Umbrellas. It's just a beautiful painting and I find it very calming. Okay, and the second one is someone I've not told you about. I can't believe I've not told you about this lady. I do have a book about her somewhere. So this is a really special artist. Her name is Frida Kahlo. And she is a Mexican artist. Well, nowadays she's very famous for all of the paintings she did of herself. Can you see it's a self-portrait? And in them all, she paints herself with lots of different objects and things that are special to her. And I wonder if you can see her. You can't quite see there because it's a bit blurry, but her eyebrows was one. She didn't kind of pluck this middle bit, and that kind of makes her really special. She's a little bit different, but I love her story. So I will, her life story, I will try and bring it in. She had a little bit of pain in her legs when she was growing up, and it meant she had to spend a lot of time in bed to get better. And when she was in bed, she used to paint and sketch, and that's why she got so good at art. And yeah, she's very inspirational. I would try and find her book. Okay, it's the end of the video. I think this is the longest story video I've ever done because I've been chatting about so much art. So I've definitely got to finish by saying, what am I going to say? Like and subscribe. Okay, bye.